What is going on, traders, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm glad to have you. Now on this channel, I go over key levels and catalysts that I'm focusing on, along with a watch list of stock tickers that I may trade. Now in today's video, I'm going over my watch list for the trading week of November 28th, 2022. Let's get to it. Alright, first up the catalyst. Now I didn't see anything that would swing the market like CPI or FOMC would, but we have the Case-Shiller and the Freddie Mac home price indexes along with the CB Consumer Confidence Index on Tuesday, and on Wednesday we're going to have the JOLTS report along with the Fed Beige Book, and on Thursday we're going to have the PCE Price Index, and on Friday we're going to get the non-farm payroll report. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at this week's earnings calendar. Alright, so this week we have some of my favorite tickers that day trade, mainly because they have a nice range and the option prices aren't that ridiculous. So if these companies report anything but ordinary numbers, we should see some nice volatility and be able to make some nice money. So some of the ones I will be watching will be CrowdStrike, Intuit, Workday, Snowflake, Salesforce, Splunk, and Zscaler. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with the watch list. Alright, starting off with the indexes. The first one up, the QQQ, and here I have it zoomed in on the 1 hour chart. Now last week we didn't get any direction because the Qs formed a spinning top on the weekly. We also didn't have much volume in the market due to the Thanksgiving break. So hopefully we can get things back to normal this upcoming week. Now right now the Qs are sitting around $287. In order for me to consider it bullish, it has to get above $292, mainly because we've been shopping around in this area for quite a while. Now if it can get above $292, the first level that I'm looking for to test is around $298. And if it can get through that, of course, the psychological level of 300. And if we can get above that, I'm looking forward to test the bottom of this gap that starts around $303. Now if we can get above 303, I'm looking forward to run up and test the September highs of around $312. Alright, now the bear scenario. If the Qs cannot get above $292, I'm looking forward to test this $285 level. And you can see in the recent past, that this was a prior resistance level that it tested quite a few times. So if we can't hold this level right here as support, the first level that I'm looking for to test is around $278.50. If it can't hold that, I'm looking for it to drop all the way down to around $266.50. So keep these levels on your watch list and let's see what happens. Up next is SPY, and here I have it pulled up on the 1 hour chart. Now unlike the Qs, the SPY created a strong bullish candle on the weekly, and it was also able to break above and hold $400. Now right now it's sitting around $402.50. In order for me to consider it bullish, it has to hold $400. Now if it can, the first level that I'm looking for it to test is the September highs of around $411. And if we can get up that high, we'll also be testing the downtrend line from the beginning of the year. And if we can break above that, we could be off to the races. So keep that in mind. Now the bear scenario, if the SPY cannot hold $400, the first level I'm looking for it to test is around $394.25. If it can't hold that, down to around $390. And if it can't hold that, it could drop all the way down to around $378.50. So keep these levels on your watch list and let's see what happens. Alright, so the first stock we're going to look at is CrowdStrike, ticker symbol CRWD, and here I have it pulled up on the weekly chart. Now the company reports earnings after the market closes on Tuesday, and right now we're sitting around $140. Now I've drawn out this consolidation area right here that started back in September of 2020, and you can see that it tested the bottom of this range a few times, and right now we're sitting right in the middle of that. Now looking at that, I will not be playing this one unless CrowdStrike gets above this consolidation range. So that'll be $153 to the upside or $129 to the downside. So first off, the bullish scenario. If CrowdStrike can get above $153, the first level that I'm looking for to test is around $168.50. If it can get above that, then I'm looking for it to test around $178.25. Now the bear scenario. If CrowdStrike cannot hold $129, the first level that I'm looking for it to test is going to be around 126.75. If it can't hold that, down to around $122. And if it can't hold that, down to around $118. Now if it does get down to $118, just be aware that this stock gets bought up pretty quickly. So if it does drop this low, look for some calls. Well, I'll be looking for some calls to ride this one right back up. So keep these levels on your watch list and let's see what happens. All right, up next is going to be Workday, ticker symbol WDAY, and here I have it pulled up on the weekly chart. Now the company reports earnings after the market closes on Tuesday, and right now we're sitting around $149. In order for me to consider it bullish, it has to get above $150. And if it can, the first level that I'm looking for it to test is around $155.50. If it can get above that, then I'm looking for it to test around $160.50. And if it can get above that, all the way up to around $170.25. Now the bear scenario, if Workday cannot get above $150, I'm looking for it to test all the way down here to around $135. Now if it can't hold that, it could possibly drop all the way down here to around $116.75. You can see that was a prior resistance and then support quite a few times. So keep these levels on your watch list and let's see what happens. Up next is Snowflake, ticker symbol SNOW, and here I have it pulled up on the weekly chart with the volume profile on. Now I have it on so you can see the highest concentration of price action is around $241.75, and that's right around the IPO price. So anybody who bought at this price and didn't sell, they're down almost $100. But I kept this volume profile on also to show you that even down here, $100 down at $144.50, there's still a lot of price action and still a lot of people buying this stock and accumulating. And another thing to keep in mind is that when it sells off, it gets bought up pretty quickly. So keep all of these things in mind. Now the company reports earnings after the market closes on Wednesday, and right now we're sitting around $145. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the volume profile so we can see the levels a little bit better. Now right now we're sitting around $145. In order for me to consider it bullish, it has to hold $145, and if it can, the first level that I'm looking for it to test is $154.75. If it can get through that, then up to around $164.30, and if it can get through that, all the way up to around $170. Now the bear scenario, if Snowflake cannot hold $144.50, the first level that I'm looking for it to test is around $125.75. If it can't hold that, all the way down to around $110.25. And remember, if it drops down this low, I'm looking for it to get bought up pretty quickly. So keep these levels on your watch list and let's see what happens. Up next is SYNOPSYS, ticker symbol SNPS. And here I have it pulled up on the weekly chart. Now the company reports earnings after the market closes on Wednesday, and right now we're sitting around $333. Now I have covered this one before, mainly because I like what the company does, but right now we're sitting at a very significant resistance level around $341. You can see that it was rejected quite a few times in the past, and right now we're running up on it again, and with good earnings it could possibly push through here. So levels that I'm watching, if SYNOPSYS can get above $341, I'm looking for it to run all the way up to around $378 to the upside. Now the bear scenario, if it gets rejected by this $341 level, I'm looking for it to drop down to around $302. So keep these levels on your watch list and let's see what happens. Up next is ChargePoint, ticker symbol CHPT, and here I have it zoomed in on a 1 hour chart. Now the company reports earnings after the market closes on Thursday, and right now we're sitting around $12. Now I'm not going to play this one myself, but I know a lot of people are watching this one, so I figured I'd go over it. Now I drew out this consolidation range, and it's been spending a lot of time between 1150 and 1550. And I'd be surprised to see if it broke out of this range, but I'll go ahead and give you a couple of levels just in case it does. Now if ChargePoint breaks above 1550, I'm looking for it to test around 1775. Okay, now if it breaks below 1150, I'm looking for it to test 1125, and if it can't hold that, down to around 1050. So keep these levels on your watch list and let's see what happens. All right, and the last one we're going to look at is Aapl, ticker symbol AAPL, and here I have it pulled up on the weekly chart. Now you can see by this weekly candle, we ended the week with a bearish spinning top, so the direction is not clear. Now the stock is sitting around $148, and in order for me to consider it bullish, it has to hold $148. And if it can, the first level that I'm looking for it to test is around 151. If it can get through that, up to around 156. And if it can get through that, I'm looking for it to test the bottom of this consolidation range right here, up to around $171.50. Now the bearish scenario, if Aapl cannot hold $148, the first level that I'm looking for it to test is around 143.25. If it can't hold that, down to around 139.50. And if it can't hold that, down to around 135.25. So keep these levels on your watch list and let's see what happens. And that is the end of the video. If you found value, please smash that like button and consider subscribing. Here's wishing you a prosperous week of trading. And until next week, talk to you later.